Hello again, my friends, and today I want to guide you through a story of intrigue in gaming journalism. You see here the Twitter account of Nick Calandra. He's the co-founder and editor-in-chief of Second Wind Group, producer of SS Vagabond, and the former editor-in-chief of The Escapist. Second Wind Group is apparently the former team from The Escapist, and they're currently working their way to rise again. Today, at 2:06 p.m., Nick published a tweet, and it says, "Welp, I have official confirmation now on Mark Kern coercing Gigabear, his top backer, into speaking positively on his project. From Gigabear himself. I received an anon tip that confirms what I suspected in my reporting. The tweet from Gigabear confirms this convo happened." And here you have a conversation between Gigabear and a fellow named Rusty Nail. Gigabear, what's up? Rusty Nail.
We need to talk about your future with my project.
Is there a problem?
Apparently you've been a problem in several communities, and I need to make sure you won't be one in mine.
This is about that stupid games journal smearing me, isn't it?
He has a lot on you, buddy. Why don't you explain your relationship with Mark Kern? He's been harassing people on social media a lot lately, and you seem to be helping.
Mark hasn't told anyone to harass anyone. Actually, he's been very clear that nobody should do that.
I'm not here to debate this with you. Me and my staff want nothing to do with the guy, and it's only because you spent so much with us I'm even talking to you right now and haven't already banned you. What's going on with you and him? Why are you supporting him?
My associations are frankly none of your business.
You've doxed the developer already, made threats with firearms, and plenty more. I will do what I have to protect myself and my employees. If you do not cooperate with me, I am going to leave this DM and ban you immediately.
Fine, whatever. What do you need me to do?
Answer my question. What's your deal? Why did you suddenly start defending this guy after calling him a scammer for so long?
It's confidential. I'm not really allowed to talk about it.
Explain yourself or get banned. Choose wisely.
Gigabear, you can't tell anyone about this. Mark said he would pay me back my $15,000 and had me sign an agreement to support him publicly. I had to sub to his Twitter, reply all the time, and help him push the DEI stuff. And I have to pretend I'm still a backer even though I only have game access and all my stuff is gone. He is a grifter, but if I do anything about it, he'll keep my money.
Give me some time to think it over. I don't like how little integrity you seem to have that you would agree to help that scumbag for any amount of money.
And here's a tweet from Gigabear. It says, regarding that last tweet I deleted, I probably shouldn't talk about it, but yeah. Pretty sure I just got deep sixed in another game project. After a conversation, I got kicked out of the Discord. It was never public and was probably going to fail anyway, so it's whatever. And here's the beginning of that conversation we just read. And to continue at 2:06, this is a thread, so I believe he did it all at once. Gigabear was the top backer of M8er, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Requested a refund when he lost confidence in the project, and the rest of the story is in that Discord conversation. I was given full permission from the source to share it as is, context in next tweet. I've been doing weeks of reporting on M8er now. I am still going to compile into a full video and report in the next little while. As you can see, my original thread kicked this all off. Grums has me blocked and has refused any questioning over Mater. And here you have a tweet that says, I think my favorite thing about Mark Kern is that his third failed game in Mater has an option to buy Founders Pack for up to $1,500. His little army that wants him to be the savior of games would milk them for all they've got. That's a badly written sentence. You have a level called Archeon for $300 basically, which give you some drop ships, decals, test build and playables, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And here's the $1,500 one. Herald, when you enter the zone, everybody will see your name. X variant in purple, orange, and chroma. 5x playable mock-up. 5x final copies of the game. Reserved guild name. Custom insignia to use across your dropships, G-suit, and banners. Custom color, founder, and max dropship. You pick colors, chroma pattern. Custom colored founders, G-suit V2. You pick colors. Custom omni-frame battle banner. Create a custom NPC for the game, name and background/dialogue, and all prior rewards in the campaign. From what I understand, Grums isn't selling anything on those anymore, but there's plenty to be seen about this on Grums' timeline. This isn't our focus for today. For further clarification on Gigabear's tweet confirming this tip, here's his tweet timestamped in case he deletes it. This is the tweet. This is the tweet after the one he deleted, and this is at 2:52 p.m. on April 30th. He must be in a different time zone than I am. That's why the time zones are different. just in case anybody else was briefly confused like I was. It says, sharing this around is extremely helpful to helping more people come forward about Kern and people associated with him in this grift, his prior work history, which has a ton of horror stories attached to it, and more. My email is in the bio and your identity will be protected. And finally, he says, in more confirmation, Gigabear, you can reach out to me if you want help with this. You are a victim in this case despite your past activities, and people will support you not being used in this way. And here you see a picture of, God damn it, Rusty. Obviously, I have no comment. And you see the tweet that started this whole thread. So now we're going to shift perspectives. From Gigabear's account, you see at 2:16 p.m. on April 30th, he tweeted, God damn it, Rusty. Obviously, I have no comment, with the same tweet that we just saw from Nick. At 2:22, Gigabear says, this was not the season finale I was expecting. I need to take a social media break and go protected mode. And here you have a tweet from Emmy Spooter at 2:27, showing that Gigabear is in fact in protected mode. At 3:01 p.m., Gigabear comes back and says, I am okay, everyone. Thank you for your concern, but I'm doing well. I just need a bit of time to process. 5:09, he says, I'm preparing to offer a comment on Nick Calandra's reporting about an alleged conversation between myself and game developer Rusty Nail. But because this classic season finale plot twist is so important, I'm going to wait a tick longer before I get into it. At 5:21 p.m., you have, oh dear, Rusty, why? I thought we were besties, but now I'm a threat. And here you have Nick responding to a tweet from Pudros. The original tweet reads, I know what led to this. Hell, I found out about Kern's debacle through your reporting, as a matter of fact. All I'm saying is perhaps the confession that was obtained from a guy who was threatened with being removed from a project is really not solid evidence. And here you have the pictures of the conversation with underlining regarding what could be considered threats in the conversation. You'll see here someone responds to him. He admitted it. The cause of him admitting it isn't important because if you look around, this isn't a court of law. Pudros responds that just because this isn't a court of law doesn't mean that forcing people to confess to something is correct or valid. People shouldn't confess things under any kind of threat, regardless of whether it is for a court or a journalist. And that's true. He's got a very good point. When you coerce confessions through threats, you have a tendency to not get the truth. More often than not, you want to hear as opposed to what is the truth, which are two different things in many cases. So back to Gigabear. At 5:23 p.m., he posts an image of one of Nick's tweets. It says, what are you guys looking at? LOL. Gigabear literally posted a cutout section of the Discord thread himself from his own account before I even made this thread. Like, how much more clear can I make it for you? And then Gigabear says, I did. What have I done? With a frowny face. At 5:25, he says, has anyone figured out the plot yet? At 6:37, a fellow named Xside posts a tweet with some screenshots. It says, this is the tweet I'm going to use as a reply to people who deny that Giga's recent chat log leak with a developer is fake. If it was fake, why is Giga talking about it on Reddit as if he were disappointed with the dev? What about his other tweets on it? Here you have r/Kotaku in action. Grumps seems to have coerced a previously disgruntled backer to shill his game. Gigabear replied to Snoo, I will have answers for all of you to these allegations in the near future. Another one says, I have no comment at this time from Gigabear. Gigabear replied to someone called Rich Muppet, says, I can't believe Rusty did me like that. No comment. Another screenshot of the tweet that started the whole thread here, and another picture of the tweet that he supposedly deleted. At 5:56 p.m., Gigabear retweets Xside with a picture from Star Trek. You can see it on the screen, and he responds, spoilers, it was, in fact, fake. At 6:41 p.m., Gigabear posts, for weeks, Nick J. Callow's Second Wind Group has been publishing an endless stream of smears and baseless claims against Grums and myself. I sought to demonstrate how desperate this man is to publish anything he can use to that end, no matter how flimsy or lacking of corroboration or veracity. So I sent him an anonymous email with a story too good to be true. I then posted a tiny fraction of the supposed conversation to my Twitter, knowing that where attacking Grums is concerned, he would immediately run the story before he even verified it, and he did just that. Rusty Nail does not exist. In fact, Rusty Nail is an anagram of journalist. The project I supposedly backed does not exist. The conversation is a complete fabrication made in page source between two of my own Discord accounts, and he fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Here we see a picture of an email from the name Brandon Jones.
Good day, I am the lead developer for an as-yet unannounced project. I've been following your reporting on the current situation in that scam game. You're doing a service by taking him on. He's dangerous and everyone who challenges him gets harassed by his followers or worse, which is why I'm staying fully anonymous. I don't know how you do it, honestly. I don't know much about Kern beyond that, or his game, but Gigabear actually found us somehow and offered a sizable amount of money to our company. All he asked in return was to be able to increase his character size in the game. It was a bit weird at the time, but for 5 figures we decided to go ahead with it. Then your reporting broke, and I found out all about him, his fetish and how he griefs people in games, and the worst things too, like threatening developers and the gun stuff you reported on. I knew right away something had to be done, so I threatened to ban him if he didn't come clean about his relationship with Kern. He did, and then I of course banned him anyway and am forwarding our conversation to you. You were right, Kern's got this guy by the balls. Use this as you wish, you have my full permission to publish it. I don't have anything more about him that would be useful, so this is the only time I will be able to help. I'm now going to make sure my staff is all aware of the situation and take all necessary precautions. I wouldn't expect to hear from me again, as I am already taking a huge risk as it is.
And of course, here's the conversation. Then you have a response from Nick. Yowza, I need to verify this before I run with it. We'll keep your identity completely anonymous. Will you be okay with adding me on Discord, jumping on a call, screen sharing this conversation so I can verify it's real? And then we'll take a minute to discuss how I can run this so your identity is kept secure? Nick. And then, of course, here is the proof that Rusty Nail is, in fact, an anagram for journalist. Now, there were obviously a few people who probably saw through this. This one right here by Shield Captain Kia. I've been enjoying your work, but I refuse to believe in any capacity that this Rusty person is the hero of this story. What in the ever-living hell of LARPing is talk, or you get banned? Choose wisely. Is this person real? Isn't this Chat G? People actually talk like this for real? I don't know if she knew, but that woman's intuition was telling her something. And then, of course, you have Grums at 7:07 p.m. Yo, at Nick J. Cal, did you just post defamatory material without verification? You just got Project Veritas, and I'm filing it away with my attorneys. How did you ever fall for that? And then here you have as well as an update on this. Gigabear faked his entire identity to coerce me into covering this to discredit me, and unfortunately it seems I did fall for it. I apologize for the error and will quadruple checking any sources that reach out to me now in response. To his credit, Nick responds to the situation with, I am not locking down my account or stopping my reporting or any of that. I got manipulated hard on this by someone willing to fake an entire identity just to discredit me. Fact of the matter is, there's still plenty of receipts from Gigabear, and now nobody knows the truth. Here's the real issue. Is if you're going to be a journalist, you have to make sure these things are real before you run them. Just seeing it on the account doesn't mean anything. They still could have faked any part of that conversation at any time, especially in Discord. If you're going to be a journalist, you have to do it right or you lose your trust with the public. I don't know anything about this guy. I think probably somewhere in there is a guy who genuinely wants to do what's right. But at the same time, it seems like there's a guy who's maybe just a little too caught up in a ideal to think straight and to think honestly, to think logically. But that's one of the major problems with game journalism today. They are far more interested in stories than they are in reporting. They all seem to want to be a real reporter as opposed to a games reporter. They don't have a love for the games. They have a love for themselves, and they have the love for the drama. Now, I am obviously covering this little bit of drama. I'll be entirely upfront with you. It tickled me. The spy versus spy feel of it kind of makes me giggle. And the fact that he didn't even do the basic checking. He got ahead of himself far too quickly, far too easily, and thought he had something that would hurt somebody and ran with it. And yes, now he is going to suffer for that in the eyes of people who watch his reporting. Because if this happened this time, how many other times has it happened? But here's the reality of the situation, folks. When it comes to reporters, you can't trust them. You can't trust nearly anything they say unless you can tell they've gone through the process. And in games reporting, they don't. Because they don't think it matters. They don't think it cares, and they don't think we care. They think that they just want to make money off of it. If someone wants to prove me wrong, I'm more than willing to see that. Or he should have waited until he could get on a call. Anything to prove this before reporting it. Do I feel bad for him? It might sound like I do because I probably, on some level, I have that sympathetic, cringe feeling, but I don't actually feel bad for him at the same time. I don't know who that makes sense to. If it makes him a better reporter in the future, good. It's quite amusing. Fact of the matter is on the internet, faking this kind of identity really isn't that big a deal. It's not that hard, and figuring it out wouldn't have been either if the work had been put into it. But let me know what you guys think. Did you find it amusing as I did? Because it's definitely worth at least a couple chuckles. All right, just as I was finishing up this video, freaking Brutus put up this excellent meme that I have to share. Definitely worth the giggle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.